Good morning, Plum here, playing World of Tanks, and last night I was playing tanks. Haven't been playing much for the last week, having spent all that time making that super wonderful 200 video. So I was back in the saddle last night and managed to hook up with Reaper20K and Stenaldinho. Both these guys took part in my 10 questions series that ran for a while, and we all got onto Skype and like old friends reuniting at a school reunion. Sort of, not really, but we played a good handful of games, and maybe they weren't the best games in the world, but this one we all managed to do quite well in. And matchmaking at the start, you got to think to yourself, oh god, tier 5s in our PZ-1cs, but there are 3 of us, all with remarkably similar statistics, so we're all quite proficient in our little tanks. I immediately take up this early spotting position here in this bush, and I should have kept going really and moved up to that bush at my 1 o'clock, right on that ridge line. Hopefully I might have made it there. Stenaldinho goes over to the south and Reaper goes over towards the north, so we got eyes on everywhere. Now we're going to sit here for a little bit and anticipate the arrival of some enemy tanks. 2 artillery on both teams. Not much is going to happen. Now this may be a good spread of little light tanks here, but it only really works if there's anything to spot. So the Excelsior decides to have a bit of a push. See him coming. I'm not sure if it's me that spots him or Stenaldinho. We're sitting, we're waiting, we're wondering what to do. Reaper spots the KV-1, which we just love in our PZ-1cs. There ain't no pen in that thing. You might just do it with armor piercing, but if you look at my screen, I removed the APCR from this tank because I never ever use it, ever. So tanks appearing to the north. There's one of their PZ-1cs also to the north. Now both Stenna and I are discussing maybe doing a run at the enemy flag, because there are 2 artillery over there to kill. We pick up the PZ-3-4. Now I get a green reticule. I didn't miss showing you that green reticule, but it was green for a moment. I thought, oh, what the hell, I'll shoot it. Nothing's happening here anyway. I want to fire the gun. The reason we played this match was we needed to put a smile back on our faces because we just had an epic failure where all 3 of us died, I think, pretty quickly in some match. I can't remember what it was. So we're evaluating the battlefield, we're discussing what we're going to do with our little light tanks. How can we turn this thing around? So I think I say let's all of us charge the flag from this position. 3 PZ-1cs screaming across that opening. Maybe one of us might get tracked or destroyed, maybe 2 of us will get through, maybe only one of us will get through, but once we're through we can hopefully wreck the enemy. This is discussed, this is all mutually agreed, and then Reaper starts to make his way over to us. Great thing about the PZ-1c, you can relocate pretty darn quickly. So over to my right is the T-14 and the PZ-3-4. I'm basically happy they're moving up because they're not going to be a problem for our little assault that we're going to try and pull off. We're doing okay on the team's scores. They've lost 5, we've lost 3. 6-3. So it seems like a good time to actually go on ahead and try and do an assault. Here comes Reaper. Finally made our way up. Right, so we're all there now. We're in a nice little straight line. Time for a tactical assault. Now I get scuppered pretty much immediately. I'm not worried about the Excelsior, it's suddenly the appearance of this, the PZ-38T. I've got to kind of engage him because I don't need him taking shots at my rear the whole way across that patch of ground there. So I drive around him, put some shots into him, come across the Stug, figure I can pen this guy from the back and the sides, so I'll pause on him. I don't ask for help, but luckily Reaper's got his eyes on the map and he sees what's happening. He comes around the back of the PZ-38, starts to put rounds into him, makes the PZ-38 change course, change direction. I'm reloading. I probably shouldn't have backed off so far then. Then I can turn around, get shots on as well, and we quickly dispatch that guy. In the meantime, Stenna's managed to push right up the map, get him behind their flag. We're all still alive. I've lost a few hit points. Sten's managed to go on and find one of the artillery. We're now playing catch up. We're not worried about capping. We've got this all in hand. And he finds the second artillery. So I'm shouting at him to keep moving around the artillery, don't sit still. He's got one of those big fat guns pointing at him, and tier 5 artillery loads reasonably quickly compared to tier 8 and tier 9 artillery. Gets his shots in. Reaper actually gets the kill shot from afar. And then we're all still happily motoring along. Now I come along here, come over this ridge. And what do I find staring at me? Oh, it's an SU-85, and I think, oh my god, get to hard cover, hard cover, hard cover. I try and sit behind this dead artillery. Sten's got his own problems with the VK. That guy's tunnelling on me, luckily. That gives Reaper the chance to come along his gun, makes him get a miss. I can then start unloading on his rear. Reaper can then also start unloading on his sides. We managed to track him. We're both reloading. This guy's now totally dead. And then that just leaves the VK. And so we all start motoring around, trying to move. And this is the worst nightmare for a tier 4 when you've got 3 PZ-1cs around you. What do you point your gun at? Now where I'm saying, be careful guys, don't try and, watch where we all are, don't shoot each other, because you can penetrate a PZ-1c with a PZ-1c, that's easy enough. The shots go flying in, he's got 2 hit points left and I think we're all reloading. And finally Stenner gets the kill shot. And that's 4 tanks between us. And what started out as a tier 5 game and you had a head in your hands thinking, oh, we can't really do much in this. It's not the best spotting map in the world. Airfield, it's not like an open map where you can do loads of spotting damage by sitting in a bush and being patient. It's the kind of map where you've got to move, but it's a kind of map where you look at that undulating terrain and all the rocky outcrops. There's lots of geography here that you can actually get around the map relatively safely if you know where the enemy tanks are. And the last kill goes in. So let's see how we did on the scores. So here's the final results screen, and managed to pull out a 2nd class mastery and a whole bunch of bits and bobs on the battle efficiency screen. And how did our platoon do? It was nearly a clean sweep at the top of the board. Only me letting us down. I only came 4th in the end. But these 2 guys are tied at the top, Reaper and Stenaldinho, and they both did very well. I feel like we all did quite well in that match in the end. I wish I had a quicker start to the game, but in the end, yeah, it put smiles back on our faces for sure. How do we all do on damage? We're all kind of spread out all over the place. Tier 5 games and damage and PZ-1cs don't really go hand in hand unless there's lots of tier 3s and tier 4s and only 1 tier 5 at the top. So a good result, and it was probably the best joint combination game we had that evening after a few fails. Always good to come to your favourite tanks and pull out a bit of a win, and gets the what does it get? It gets the morale back up, and then we went into another match and lost again, I think. Obviously, it was fleeting, but it was still good to do it. Anyway, keep your heads down, drink plenty of water, and I'll play tanks again soon. Take care. Bye bye.